Hi everyone, it's math time. So today we're going to be learning arrays. But before we continue with our lesson, I want to tell you, keep studying your multiplication facts where you left off. If you left off on 8, 9, 10, 11, 12's multiplication fact, go ahead and continue. It does not matter for us to start on division if we have not finished our multiplication facts because the awesome thing is that multiplication and division are connected. We need to learn both at the same time. As you learn multiplication, we're learning division. We're going to keep practicing back and forth on both. So for today, division, we are going to need some of these little tiles, which are squares. If you don't have these, it's okay. You can cut papers into squares, or you could just get a marker and you could draw them in. That's no problem. Just get a board. I have here a little board of mine, and we're going to be writing here an array on this side. See, it says an array. And we're going to be drawing 30. We're going to count 30. We're going to draw 30 squares, 30 of these tiles. Now, as I do my lesson, you can have your worksheet that I uploaded as well, so you can follow, so you can do your activity. Have something to write with, like a marker, a pencil, paper, pen, whatever. And you can have this if you have the tiles, those little squares that I showed you. If you don't, you can make 30 squares, or you can draw 30 squares too. So I'm going to do several things. So the question is, how can you use arrays to solve division problems? You can use arrays to model division and find equal groups. We're going to be counting 30 of these tiles, or drawing. So we're going to draw 30 tiles. You're going to make an array to find how many rows of 5 are in 30. Now, arrays are rows of anything you like. If you want to do squares, tiles, anything. So let's go ahead and draw. We're going to make rows of 5. So I'm getting my marker, and as I draw these markers, I want you to look and see how many rows can we make of them, of 30. So you're going to start with row number 1. And you're going to draw 5 squares. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now we're going to make another row. And now we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Now remember, we want to have 30 squares of tiles. So right now I have 1 row, 2 rows, so I have 10. So I'm going to need some more rows here. As I'm drawing my rows, I want you to also make your rows. So here I have 5, 10, 15. So I need 30. I still need to make some more rows. So now I have 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, and I'm going to draw 5 more. Now I have 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. So I have here 30 tiles. And how many rows of 5 did we make? Let's count how many rows. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 rows. So I want you to write in your activity, and the activities are on your Shobi. So on your activity, I want you to write 6, the number 6. So right here, you're going to write 6. So how many rows of 5 did you make? 6. So here you go, number 6. Now, let's continue with the first. Let's draw some conclusions. The first question says, how explain how you use the tiles to find the number of rows of 5 and 30. So you're going to write the following. Okay, get your pencil, your paper, and write this down, because then you're going to have to write it in Shobi app on the activity on the computer and send it to me with everything typed out, or you could write it with your pen, or you could write it with whatever you decide. So this is the explanation for number 1. Go ahead and write, I placed the 30 tiles in rows of 5 tiles. So, just to see an example, I'm writing it down. See? I'm writing it down and it's 5. We are writing down that we placed 30 rows and I placed the 30 tiles in rows of 5 tiles. Then I counted the number of rows I made. Then I counted the rows I made. There were 6 rows. So there are 6 rows of 5 and 30. So write down there are 6 rows, period. So, comma, there are 6 rows of 5 and 30. The next question says, what multiplication sentence could you write for the array? For multiplication, we would write 6 times 5 equals 30. 6 times 5 equals 30, the equation. Now, I will give parents these answer keys so you can work with this with your son and daughter, so they can fill it out. You guys can work on it together, and you can have the answers and everything that I'm saying. I'm going to give it to you in writing so you guys can work on it one-to-one, and whatever possible explanations or things that they come up is also good. And also, for number 3, the next one, it says, tell how to use an array to find how many rows of 6 are in 30. So a possible explanation answer is make rows. Go ahead and write this down. Make rows of 6 until all 30 tiles are used. There are 5 rows of 6 in 30. Okay, turn the page. Now we're going to go to the next part, which we're going to make some connections. So the next page we're on is the one with the red tiles, and that's page 276. Go to 276. It says you can write a division sentence to show how many rows of 5 are in 30. Show the array you made in Investigate by completing the drawing below. So what we're going to complete is here, we're going to make 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 rows. So let's draw enough tiles to fill up 6 rows. So go ahead and get your pencil or paper. Let me get a pen. We're going to draw enough tiles to fill up 6 rows. So in other words, right now, I'm going to fill it in. So right now I have 1, 2, 3 rows, but I need 6 rows. So let's continue. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. What I'm going to do is I went down and wrote 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now I'm going to fill them all in so we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 going across. So in a paper, you can go ahead and practice, and then when you have your activity, you can draw them with your Shobi app. You can draw your tiles. So now I have all completed. See? I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 rows, and each row has 5 tiles. So right here it says there are blank rows of 5 tiles. There are how many? 6. So right here write 6. 6 tiles. So I will send you pictures of this so you don't see it backwards, because I know the videotapes it backwards, but for now, I will take pictures of what we have here, and that way parents can work and continue with their activity. So then I could say that 30 divided by 5 equals 6. Because we have 30 tiles. See, we have 30, altogether the 30, and we divided them in groups of 5. Here's one group of 5, 2 groups of 5, 3, 4, 5, 6 groups of 5. So 30 divided by 5 equals 6 because I have 6 groups or 6 rows. Let's try this. Count out 24 tiles. Make an array with the same number of tiles in 4 rows. Place 1 tile in each of the 4 rows, then continue placing 1 tile in each row until you use all the tiles. Draw your array below. So now we're going to put 24 tiles, but we are only going to use 4 rows. So each row, I'm going to put 6 tiles. So let's go ahead and draw 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. See, I put 6. And now we're going to put 6 here, and another 6 here. Because that's going to show us how we have 24 tiles all together. And we're going to divide those tiles into 4 rows. Equal rows. So now I have the 4 rows and each one has 6 tiles in it. So go ahead and draw that in this box. And so how many tiles are in each row? 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So go ahead and write 6. What division sentence can you write from your array? Well, I can write how many altogether? 24. So you're going to start with the big number first. 24. So you're going to write 24. And then you're going to put the division sign. 24. And then I have divided. 24 divided by 6. Because there are 6 in each one equals 5. 24 equals 4. I'm sorry. 24 divided by 6 equals 4. Or I can also put 24 divided by 4 equals 6. So I have two examples, right? I have 24 divided by 6 equals 5, or 24 divided by 4 equals 6. I want you to write both of them. So now let's go ahead and do page 277. So turn your page. And page 277, this part we're going to share and show. That means we work on it together. On this part, we're going to use square tiles to make an array, and we're going to solve. So number 1 says, how many rows of 3 are in 18? Again, how many rows of 3 are in 18? So they're wanting us to make how many rows of 3. We're going to count 3 and draw 3 until we reach 18. So, for example, let me get my eraser so we can count together. How many rows of 3? So for the first, I'm going to put only 3. How many rows of 3? So we're going to count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Like this, see? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I'm going to keep going till I get to 18. 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. There, I'm done with my array. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There are 6 rows. So for number 1, you are going to write the answer is 6. Here is the number 6 right here. See? Fill it in right there. 6. For the next one, it says, how many rows of 6 are in 12? So now, go ahead and erase your tiles. If you don't have a paper pencil or a marker, just go ahead and look at mine. So how many rows of 6 are in 12? So I don't know how many rows of 6, but I'm going to draw 6 squares first. So then I'm going to put 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. How many rows of 6? So I'm going to stop at 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then I'm going to continue till I get to 12. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. There we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So I have 2 rows. 2 rows. Row 1 and row 2. See? Row 1 and row 2. So there are 2. The answer is 2 for number 2. 2. So now let's look at the next one. How many rows of 7 are in 21? I'm going to let you do that by yourselves. Get a pencil, paper, fill it in, turn it into me. How many rows of 7 are in 21? So you're going to count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's it. Only rows of 7. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 until you get to 7. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Start the next row. and then stop when you get to 21, and then count how many rows did I make, and write in your answer for number 3 and number 4. Now, for number 5 through 10, you're going to write the division sentence. Just like we did earlier, we wrote a division sentence here in page 276 in the very bottom, right there. We wrote division sentences. That's what we want to do here. So here it's saying for number 5, 25 tiles in 5 rows. So I have 25. The big number goes first. You're going to write 25 divided by how many rows? 5. So you're going to put 25 divided by 5 equals, and then you put your answer. Draw your tiles, draw your squares so you can find your answer easy. So make 5 rows. So you're going to count 25 divided by 5. The next one says 14 tiles in 2 rows. So we're going to put 14 divided by 2 equals, and you write the answer. You're going to do the same thing for problems 5 through 10. Number 11 says, explain 2 ways you could make an array with tiles 18 divided by 6. There are 2 ways you can make them. So I want you to explain those ways. First, you can make a picture. You can cut the squares, cut 18 squares and make them into 6 rows. How did you make them? In the back, the very last page, page 278, it shows us a word problem. It says Thomas has 28 tomato seedlings to plant in his garden. So I would draw the 28 tiles, like the squares that I drew in the beginning of the lesson. He wants to plant 4 seedlings in each row. So you're going to count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Only 4 until you get to 28. How many rows of tomato seedlings will Thomas plant? A, 5, B, 6, C, 7, or D, 8? Do your best. Try your best. You're going to do this on your own to practice. And letter A says, what do you need to find? That's going to be our question. We need to find how many rows of tomato seedlings will Thomas plant? B, what operation could you use to solve the problem? Are you going to do division, multiplication, addition, subtraction? Letter C, you can draw an array to find the number of rows of tomato seedlings. So here you're going to draw your picture. You're going to draw me the tomatoes, 28 tomato seeds. And remember, he wants 4 seeds in each row. Then you complete letter D and E. D says, what is another way you could have solved the problem? Think of a different way. E, complete the sentences. Thomas has blank tomato seedlings. No, they asked 28. He wants to plant how many? He wants to plant 4 seedlings in each row. So Thomas will plant how many rows of tomatoes? That's what I want you to find out. And you fill in the bubble for the correct answer choice. You will do the same for 13 and 14. Read the problems, use your pen and paper, or cut tiles to make those little squares, like these squares. Or you could just draw them to answer all the problems on these pages. If you need any extra help, I can go ahead and help you any time of the day. Send me a message. You can text me or Class Dojo or Shobi, whatever you prefer. I can do one-to-one lessons, explanations, any extra help. Just go ahead and make a consultation or just say I'm available from this time. Just let me know, and I would more than happy. I would love to help some more. If there's any more questions about it, remember, continue your multiplication facts, studying them. Study the 8s, the 9s, 10s, 11s, 12s, whatever you left off. If you still need to finish 7s and 6, practice. Multiplication will help you divide easier. And for now, drawing those squares for like division examples, like rows, that's how we're going to learn first by drawing our little squares and dividing them into rows. I will also provide some links, videos how to do division with using arrays as well to help support and enrich this lesson. And so, any questions, let me know. And finish your activity. It's due today, Monday. So, turn them in for your grades as you will. Remember, have a competition, boys versus girls. Let's see who finishes their math first, their Bible, science, and also their reading. So, have a great day. Bye.